Good evening, and welcome back to another stream as part of our historical chronology playthroughs. And today we're gonna be jumping forward 9 years from 1888 to 1897, so fast approaching the 20th century. And we're gonna move to Ireland for the second time, I think, in this project. We've been in Ireland, of course, in AC Valhalla. The Wrath of the Druids DLC, you go to Ireland. Other than that, I'm not too sure. But we are at the end of the 19th century, and we're playing as a private investigator who gets caught to a manor to investigate the disappearance of a person. But there's a séance planned in 3 days of time, and that means it will be like bringing people together to try to speak to the dead, essentially, to the ghosts. And we want to investigate a little bit what a séance really is, and to understand the actual practice of it a bit further. Also, hello there, Dr. Darling. Welcome in, and good evening. No Red Dead Redemption redeeming. I'm out of here. Not quite. Gotta wait another 2 years. But Red Dead is right around the corner. gonna zoom in a bit further so you guys can read along. A séance, from the French word, is an attempt to communicate with the spirits. The word comes from the French word for session, from the Old French seoir, to sit. In French, the word's meaning is quite general and mundane. One may, for example, speak of une séance de cinéma, a movie session. In English, however, the word came to be used specifically for a meeting of people who are gathered to receive messages from ghosts or to listen to a spirit medium discourse with or relay messages from spirits. In modern English usage, participants need not to be seated while engaged in a séance. Fictionalized conversations between the deceased appear in Dialogues of the Dead by George, 1st Baron Lyttelton, published in England in 1760. Among the notable spirits quoted in this volume are Peter the Great, Pericles, a North American savage, William Penn, and Christina, Queen of Sweden. The popularity of seances grew dramatically with the founding of a religion of spiritualism in the mid-19th century. Perhaps the best-known series of seances conducted at that time were those of Mary Todd Lincoln, who, grieving the loss of her son, organized spiritualist seances in the White House, which were attended by her husband, President Abraham Lincoln, and other prominent members of society. The 1887 Seibert Commission report marked the credibility of spiritualism at the height of its popularity by publishing exposures of fraud and showmanship among secular seance leaders. Modern seances continue to be part of the religious services of spiritualist, spiritist, and spiritismo churches today, where greater emphasis is placed on spiritual values versus showmanship. So that gives a bit of insight, at least, to have like a rough idea of what a séance can be. Obviously, it's a broader term that can apply to many different contexts and people gathering to sit together for a specific purpose. But what it of course is during this time especially known for is, the gathering of people to talk to the dead or to try to summon ghosts, I guess. And one of the reasons from, the bit of investigations I've done into the practice of the rise of seances at this time is because you had, a tremendous increase of scientific knowledge and technological advancements, which also brought about, art directions like Romanticism and, certain nostalgia for the days of old, like the Middle Ages. But with, for example, the American Civil War, where of course many people lost, their husbands, fathers, brothers, there was a rise of occultism and spiritualism, of people wanting to talk to the dead. It's kind of credited as one of the key events, bringing about, not a hype I wouldn't say, but definitely a rise of the practice again for that specific purpose. And it did traverse over from the Americas to England, and in the Victorian times also, became quite popular. And that's one of the reasons why I chose this game to actually be in the historical chronology list, because while it is about, supernatural energies and whatnot, it's heavily based on, a practice that was becoming more and more popular again at the time. And I still think it has, definitely a very high historical relevance during this time. So, looking forward to this, I have to say. Hello there, Aura, welcome in, and good day. Haunted house time, indeed. Yeah, will be interesting. I haven't seen too much of the game, just like a review. But it looked really promising, and yeah, I'm looking forward to do some investigation. Suffering from post-weekend depression, watching on your phone in bed, there's a non-zero chance that you will fall asleep. A very specific chance, 47.91%. But yeah, that's totally understandable, darling. I still hope that you enjoyed your weekend when you had it. You've heard about that. The large amount of deaths shocked people so much they looked to occultism to reconcile their grief. Exactly. It's really interesting, and it does actually connect really well with, you know, some of the games we played before. You know, now I'm not so unhappy that I actually did play a little bit of American, like, the History Channel Civil War. Even if the game was pretty crap, but you know, we had it at least represented, so now we can make a connection to that, which is nice. But yeah, I mean, very important event in the modern history of the US, of course. So I did want to showcase it, even if there haven't been like a lot of games covering it that I was very interested in playing. And yeah, I did actually watch the entire Summer Game Fest. At least all the announcements. I didn't watch the like post showcase, you know, Gears of War thing. But yeah, I mean, it was, you know, decent, I guess. I mean, the new Hellblade is certainly, or I should say Senua, because they kind of abandoned the term Hellblade. That was a nice surprise. I didn't expect another, you know, Senua game so early, but it looks like much more heavily based on the recent engine, so it makes sense, you know, if it's just like a continuation of the same engine, that we would be able to get another game quicker. Haven't tried the 1666 demo yet, but you're excited for it? Oh, definitely do. I really enjoyed the demo, I have to say. But yeah, best to keep an open mind with that game. It definitely already surprised me quite a bit in the first half an hour. I did try the demo. I was like instantly hooked. You know, like there's been like I've been following the Panage Discord, you know, since I played Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey, and learning about Patrice, you know, having this Discord and stuff. And in the community, there were like certain leaks and like bits of, you know, pieces that they posted, where people were like thinking, okay, this could be actually hints towards, you know, the Amsterdam game finally happening. So seeing it now, you know, be fully announced and already able, you know, to play a little bit of it was really cool. And yeah, honestly, I'm just rooting for Patrice Désilets, the, you know, the creator of the game and the one who introduced it on stage. Because he's just really having a vision that I admire in gaming. You know, he's not really trying to go with like, you know, what's like established, what's popular. He has a kind of like certain vision of what he wants to do with his games, and then he tries to translate it into the game, no matter if it might irritate, you know, some people. But yeah, like any game that I played of his direction, I really enjoyed, I have to say. like Prince of Persia, The Sense of Time, obviously the Assassin's Creed games, the first and the second specifically, and Ancestors was really unique, and I did also love that. So yeah, I'm super stoked for Amsterdam. The Witch with the Cat, give it to me now. Levy was the same, you know, like she immediately was hooked on the concept. Hello the Dex, welcome into it. Happy Sunday to you as well. How are you doing? Hello the Ava, welcome in as well, dude. Yeah, it's going pretty good. We're gonna start a new game. Gonna do a bit of first-person investigation with some horror elements here and there. Looking forward to it. We were just investigating and talking a little bit about how seances came to be, and why they had a certain rise at the end of the 19th century. How are you guys doing? Never heard of this game before. Yeah, me neither, if it wasn't for like a pretty small mention in like a, you know, game showcase review. There's a German gaming channel that Levi and I watch, you know, on a regular, called Game 2, and they do like a lot of gaming journalism. They were also like publicly funded even for a while, which was pretty cool. Like by the government, I mean. But yeah, they sometimes showcase like indie games or like under the radar games, and that was one of them. So when I learned about it taking place in a very specific year and having direct references to, you know, historical kind of like practice, like the seances being on the rise again, I was definitely intrigued. It really was other. Yeah, I did really enjoy that demo. And yeah, I get it. I mean, it was pretty, like for being half an hour, it was, you know, a bit drawn out, I guess, and you definitely had to take your time. Especially with that, you know, library part. I don't want to talk too much about it because Aura has yet to play it. But I really enjoyed it, and I got really curious about what's to come. Hello there, Shilla. Welcome in, dude. And good evening. How is it going, Mr. Karaoke? I hope you had a good stream. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And I hope everyone in chat enjoyed that beautiful Shilla voice. Hello there, Lily. Welcome in. Dex, long time no see. How are you? Hello there, Lucinda. Good day to you. Happy Sunday. Levy, welcome back. And Shilla, of course, I hope you had a good time. Ada. Are you doing alright? Your lack of sleep finally caught up to you on Friday, so you've actually gotten good sleep this weekend. You know, crazy. Just got back from the store. Nice. Feels so weird reading that somebody goes on to the store on a Sunday at like 9:30 p.m. You know, in Germany that's like unthinkable to have stores open on Sundays. I'm glad to hear that you got some good sleep, dude, because, yeah, that's definitely needed. But I guess at some point it's inevitable. The body just breaks down and it's like, okay, if you can't bring yourself to sleep, then I'm gonna do it. thank you for giving the shout out to Schiller Levy. Of course, for anyone that hasn't checked out Schiller channel before, if you didn't come in with a raid, highly recommend doing so. He's been doing a karaoke stream today, which was like a special thing redeemed by a viewer. And at the moment he's also doing a Mafia trilogy series run. And he's been just playing Mafia 3. But I'm not sure, are you planning on playing the Old Country as well? It's crap weather here today. That sucks. Especially like in June. We had like really nice weather today. Like sunny, not too warm. But it was super windy though. And for people struggling with allergies, it wasn't the best day either. Karaoke went well, it was a lot of fun. Thanks for the shout out. No worries, Schiller. I'm glad you had fun. Did you have a favorite song to perform? Like to sing? And yeah, I'm doing pretty good. We were just prepping ourselves a little bit for the setting that we're about to dive into with the Séance of Black Manor, which is like a first-person investigation game. Oh, Levy, could you take out the crumble? Because the countdown just went off. Thank you. So it's a first-person investigation game where you are an island and you play as a private investigator that's called to a manor where a person has gone disappearing. And you're about to investigate in those 3 days until the seance happens. And yeah, it focuses on like supernatural occult elements as well. And yeah, we're kind of like investigating why occultism, you know, had a rise in popularity in the late 19th century, which was essentially due to scientific and technological advancements on the rise and people, you know, looking for answers in other means. But also events like the American Civil War causing people to want to talk to the dead. And yeah, so it's like pretty interesting topic, I think, specifically at this time. And there's also not too many games focused on Ireland as a setting, I don't think. So it's gonna be interesting too. Glad to hear, Dex. Here come the yapping anecdotes. Your grandmother you never met held seances in her home like once a week. That's really cool, honestly. I love it. I wouldn't have minded actually going to one. Like, even though I don't believe in the supernatural, I'm like always, you know, very interested in being proven wrong. But so far I haven't. Like, you know, at least like my perception. Hello there, Draco, welcome in. And thank you for the... Aww. Why did Quick Dex with a 3 instead of an E follow me? Is that your alternative account, Dex, or something? Or did somebody like... Okay. Yeah, I hope that's legit, because I had bad experiences with people impersonating others. Like with shorts and shit. Ah, gotcha, Schiller. That's definitely fair, to wait for the DLC to drop. That's cool, actually. That might actually fit really well with my timing too, because I'm playing Mafia the Old Country in between Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, the alpha part of the story takes place in 1899, right? But then, you know, the epilogue is after Mafia the Old Country takes place. So, yeah, that might actually fit well into, like, you know, the August timeline. Of course, I'm gonna be busy with Red Dead Redemption 2 for a while. I mean, I'm probably being optimistic when I say August. I won't be finished with Red Dead 2 alpha part of the story until, like, probably October. I reckon. But who knows? Fuck allergies? Yes, I agree. In the meantime, you continue with Thief and in July the Black Flag remake. Nice. I have to think about as well whether or not I will play the Black Flag remake like instantly. I definitely want to. But I will have to see if it, you know, fits time-wise. Oh, did you? You heard Levy singing? Absolutely. Yeah, Levy is an amazing singer. But she's also been doing it like all her life pretty much. Even studied it. So she knows her shit. Gotcha, Ave. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, definitely a bit jealous getting to, you know, do like shopping on a Sunday. Can You Feel the Love Tonight is your go-to song usually. That's a good one. Yeah, I don't mind that one. In Private Investigation, this seems interesting. Absolutely. Yeah, Private Investigation, supernatural, some horror elements. Cultism is the most fascinating thing. Blavatsky is your personal icon. She pissed off everyone, religious figures and science, and she first documented the Akashic records, which is your obsession. She also yapped like crazy, wrote books that are basically just her rambling for thousands of pages. You have them as a collection? I might actually have to read into that. I mean, I doubt I would read the entire thing, but to get like an impression. So I guess the embodiment of going with the flow there. I like it. Okay, good to hear, Dex, that, you know, that's legit. That's not Daredevil, that's Bullseye. Yeah. Hello there, Brekor, welcome in. Konnichiwa. Shalom. Howdy, Partner. Und wie geht's, wie steht's? Last time you were in Rhode Island, you went to Lizzie Borden's house and graveside. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea who Lizzie Borden actually is. Getting Mouse PI to the historic order run? It's history, you know, just mice and cheese. I mean, yeah. It's a stretch, but hey, it's based on history, isn't it? Everything is based on history, if you think about it. also gonna include Spyro the Dragon because, I mean, dragons are based on, you know, folk tales and they're based on history. You were too nervous for good singing, but thanks. I mean, even nervous singing. It's probably, you know, still very decent singing. We did Dex, yeah, we did reach 1897. Fast approaching 1899. I honestly can't wait to play Red Dead 2 again. You do Black Flag when you get to it. If it's not on the exact release date, it's fine. Maybe you implement it into a mini series of AC games. That's fair. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do it like similar. I don't have to play it like, you know, directly on launch. Unless, you know, I have like nothing else going on in my schedule. Elena Blavatsky, she was not a native English speaker, but wrote in English, which made it even more interesting. If you want to get a feel, you can read The Secret Doctrine or The Isis Unveiled. Okay. Lizzie Borden had an ex, gave her father 20 whacks. You just know the rhyme? Gotcha. I've never heard that rhyme before. Leffy's nervous singing is better than your damn Stone Cold Sopa singing, trying your best. Same. Moss Pies 1943, referencing the First World War, the coming Second World War. Just instead of humans, it's mice. Instead of guns and drugs, it's cheese, especially the bloody blue cheese. The blue cheese? Blue, yellow, I don't care. Just bring me more of that, dude. Even pink cheese, I don't care. Turn of the century coming, indeed. Yeah, and I mean the 20th century is stacked. It's one of the reasons why we cut it off at 1945 with the end of the Second World War. One reason being that, you know, the end of the Second World War marks a new chapter in human history, of course. The modern contemporary history. And that would be like a separate project. But yeah, of course, the amount of games you have being actually set, you know, like especially during the World Wars, but also in the Cold War period and just in general in the 20th century. And then, of course, you have the other element of like video games, you know, of course, developing and, you know, them being set sometimes in the year they have been released. Stuff like that. Yeah, you have like many more games than in any other century before. So it's gonna be a long one until we have that century beat. (1900s) here we come. Yep. Slowly but surely. So crazy that you've gotten this far in the historic order run. Yeah, honestly, when I started this, I didn't think it would take that long. But then again, you know, there's been like also less time for streaming happening at the same time. But yeah, I'm really glad with how far we've come. You know, like, it's been now pretty much exactly 2 years since I started this project. With Ancestors: The Humankind Odyssey. And yeah, it will be interesting to see how many more months I need before I finish the rest here. It's another 15 projects so far to go. And there's of course always a chance that I might, add something new. Gonna play Rising Day 1, but need to finish Resident Evil 7 and Night in the Woods first. Oh, you gonna play Night in the Woods too? Hell yeah. I can't possibly think who made you potentially play and consider that game. He's never gonna touch a Queen Doreen Valiente. Yep, also no idea who that is, but I think I have to do more research. Maybe just inquire your knowledge. Speaking of, we heard you were singing along to Barbie Girl in the other room when Chilla was singing. That is true. Sometimes I just can't help myself. Especially when I'm in the shower, you know? Like, that's when I really unleash my inner singing voice. She gave Vika voice a beautiful, haunting, poetic voice, combined with legit historical and societal research. And also some drawings and paintings. Icon, hell yeah. Yeah, I did sing before on stream actually a couple times, but that would just happen spontaneously and probably just for a few seconds. The biggest chance you can usually catch me sing is actually when sea shanties happen in Black Flag. Because sometimes they're just so freaking catchy that you just have to like at least hum along. Basically started following and you were like, bam, historical order run, here we go. It's been awesome to follow. That's really cool timing that you've been there like pretty much since the beginning. Because yeah, this was like a project I planned for like quite a few years actually in advance. Like I did, as I mentioned before, like for the Assassin's Creed series, you know, playing them in historical order. But ever since I done it for the first time in 2019, when I kind of like started streaming on a more regular basis, I did always like wanted to do, you know, like a run focusing also on like other historical games that I love playing or like wanted to like finally play. I never felt like wanting to actually take the time, you know, to do this project because I knew it was like, you know, a very big undertaking. So I wanted to be ready for it, but also there were like some games yet to be released, you know, like after 2019. So I didn't mind actually waiting until, you know, 2024. You've heard it on good authority that Night in the Woods is wonderful. You'd be remiss to miss out on such a great game. It really is. It has a great, you know, small town atmosphere, but also something sinister going on. And yeah, I really do like the writing and how each character really stands out and has their own, you know, small world and story. I can't imagine either, Levy. The singing crocodile. Yeah. Try to imagine how a singing crocodile would actually sound in real life. absolutely Dex. I really loved the soundtrack, and I mean, also apart from the soundtrack, the radio selection was really good as well. You're my cock when it's karaoke time, it's embarrassing. Can't relate, but good for you, Aura. Yeah, definitely had to do quite a bit of research, because some games, you know, it was just about like, you know, gathering first, like, okay, what are the games I'm even interested in the first place, and then like, okay, which games actually in the time frame are now missing, and then trying to figure out over how many, you know, years they might be taking place where games overlap, and you know, whether or not there would be like maybe too fantastical or like too historically like having too many historical anachronisms. But ultimately, you know, I did give the games more leeway, because you know, they're of course first and foremost games. They're not meant to like be historically educating, you know. They're just based on history, and it's a good way to like immerse yourself and learn about it, but ultimately they all take their liberties, and they're not really meant to, you know, represent history the way it really happened. But there was also like a learning process, like also with the AC games, you know, like the more I uncovered about where they differ, like even in the things that they do represent in history, the more open-minded I've gotten to like different interpretations of historical settings. Were you talking about patches? Is somebody talking in the background? Can't be me, can it? Welcome in, Patches. I hope you're doing well. Would sound like a laser. Yeah, if it was a baby crocodile singing. Yeah, I think so too, Ava. I think that's probably what it would sound like. So the very first game as part of this project was Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey. And it's a game where you play, like it starts 10 million years ago, and it covers 8 million years of evolution. And yeah, it's really unique, you know, because it's like very based on like, you know, simple actions, like just grabbing stuff, walking for water, sniffing, hearing, seeing, and you kind of like have the objective to create like a clan, and to, yeah, learn just about, you know, the environments, about other animals, about fruits, about, you know, using sticks and whatnot. And the more you learn, the more you kind of like take over to the next generation. And ultimately you become more and more human-like with time. And while that of course is not, you know, it's not like history, because it's not like, you know, recorded by humans. It was still something I wanted to showcase, because I love the vision of this game, and you know, this is made by the guy behind Amsterdam 1666 and his studio, which is Patrice Desilets, and he's also, for those who don't know, the guy behind Assassin's Creed. Like, he created the first and second Assassin's Creed as a game director. And yeah, everything that he creates, I I'm just always quite keen in trying. And yeah, this game, it's not for everyone, it's very specific, but I think it absolutely nails what it is trying to achieve. There's like days where I actually just crave playing this game, like randomly, because it's like so immersive and you don't even think much about it as a game. But yeah, that was the first game as part of this run. And then the second game was Far Cry Primal. So quite a time jump, but there's like barely anything between like 2 million years ago and 10,000 BC. That's wildly cool. Crumble time, do we still have ice cream? I don't think so, unfortunately. I don't think we do. But I hope you enjoy the crumble war. I'm not sure if we have like maybe something else to eat with a crumble. You still have to do this game, but you got it recently. You mean Ancestors, Schiller? But you thought humans were put here on Earth 20,000 years ago? Don't you mean like 75,000 years ago, according to Assassin's Creed? You know, it's kind of funny to think about how Assassin's Creed as a series completely disregards the evolution theory. It's like, yeah, well, you know, there's this supernatural, like, superior race. And they actually created the humans. Yeah, the Amsterdam demo was really good. I can't wait to actually play the game in early access. Yeah, basically an evolution simulator, but it's not like simulator to a degree where, you know, you're doing nothing but, you know, like a realistic depiction of, you know, that. It's like definitely also gamey in the right ways, I think. So it does have a lot of like, you know, satisfying like game moments. Patrice Desilets is the Meng Meng. Same Levy, yeah. Yeah, super interested in the setting and what they're trying to do. Oh, that's a good idea, Schiller. Play the Humankind Odyssey instead of AC Odyssey. But yeah, it would be cool to see you play that game. I always love, you know, seeing people play it for the first time, because what the game does is like really not hold your hand whatsoever. So it's like a lot of like learning by failing, which is not for everyone, but I think it can be really interesting because you're like really meant to find your own path. Yeah, the combat looks interesting. Reminded me a little bit of like, you know, combo-based, you know, combat. Like, I'm not sure, like Devil May Cry or something. Like more like hack and slash, potentially. There are some religions that push that humans were placed here on Earth 20,000-ish years ago, and dinosaurs and evolution are all fake news and part of an agenda. Ah, yeah. Yeah, in truth, Dex, I also believe that, and anyone who doesn't is gonna burn in the hellfire, including you. Learning by failing, just like real-time passage and evolution, sounds fascinating. Absolutely. Even if you're even remotely interested, then I would definitely recommend checking it out. It shouldn't be overly expensive either if it's on sale. You just want to play as a witch, that's all you want, that's all you need, and you can die happy. But then it's good that both Amsterdam and AZ Hexe will come about. I'm actually really glad that it was announced with Hexe that they're gonna tone down on the supernatural elements and like actual witchcraft. Because then we can have a game focus on the, you know, witchcraft fantasy with Amsterdam. And we can have one that's like more focused on the real world history of witchcraft. So it would be like, you know, the best of both worlds. You enjoy the heat? Yes. Hellfire brings some marshmallows. Actual witchcraft is even better. See, I'm actually really happy that they announced that they're not gonna do so much, you know, actual magic. But that's mostly because, you know, I want the AC games to be like as realistic as possible. And also, I guess historically speaking, you know, you would kind of like open the door to like, whoa, they were actually right in, you know, suspecting them to be actual witches. But I'm glad that we have like both games, like one with actual witchcraft and the other that's maybe just, you know, based on like scientific devices or like, you know, genetics. You want spellcasting in Hexe? Yeah, honestly, Arthur, I also have a feeling that, you know, there's like lots of games coming that I'm genuinely interested in and looking forward to. Like even with, you know, the Xbox game showcase, there were like, you know, quite a bit where I was actually, you know, really positive and hopeful for the future. Not necessarily exclusivity, you know, rising again with PlayStation, Xbox, but yeah, some of the games look really good. Why in-game levy? Just do it in real life. Let's make an altar right now. Let's make a altar creation live stream. Just gotta find something to sacrifice. How about a bit of crumble? We could sacrifice a bit of that. The crumble so good, by the way. Hell yeah. Glad to hear. Gonna have some later. If that you already bought 4 games this year, usually only buy 3 new games max each year, and that's not including Godforsaken September. Yeah, I mean this year has been pretty good, with really interesting games coming, and yeah, I mean, you know, holiday season is just gonna be wild, especially if GTA actually comes out. You don't sacrifice shit. I mean, on my altars I do. Maybe not on yours. As Schiller says, blood for the blood god. Oh no, Nalu is too precious to be sacrificed. We don't have space for an altar. I mean, it doesn't have to be a big one. Too cute as well. She definitely is. She's too cute for her own well-being sometimes. Because like everyone wants to spoil her constantly. Made it to 1998 and you chose EXO as your game for the historical auto run. Yeah, we've been playing this game for like an hour now. I love EXO. I don't see enough of this at work already. Now I gotta play it. How's it going? I'm the Basut. Welcome in. You just heard an assassin roll up in here. That was Edward preparing himself for the recinct. Only a few years after 1987, Alistair Crowley wrote the Book of Law, which is essential for cultist practices. If you need it, you have a collection of his writings. Wasn't he also mentioned here? Ah no, that was in 1887. Because I remembered the year. Was that 1887 or 1987? But yeah, I definitely would love to have a look at it. The Book of the Law, gotcha, yeah. When did I take over Lucinda's stream? Yeah, I don't know. The yapping sessions have been more recent and severe recently, I feel like. There we go. Levy just brought me the Diary of a Drug Fiend by Alistair Crowley. Oh, I don't have a camera to showcase it. Nor would I be allowed according to copyright laws, I think. But thank you, Levy. Definitely gonna have a look at this later. Glad to hear that I'm in a bear suit. And yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Gonna, well, we do plan on starting a new game, but so far we haven't done that yet. But yeah, been kind of like getting in the spirit of occultism and, you know, spirit sessions and all that. Which is what the next game is gonna be about. Oh, you mean 1897? Gotcha. Probably Crowley is a big name in this stuff. But not Crawley, hopefully, like the villain in AC Syndicate. Outing yourself as a proper weirdo here. I mean, we're well past that point, aren't we? We've all accepted that we're all weirdos in one way or another. And that's fine. I'm like an AC weirdo. You can feel the yapping die down, or is it? It never is. There's always more yapping going on about somewhere. One of your favorite horror movie, The Others? I'm not sure if I have heard about that one. The bloody Germans again. Occupied by the Germans. A bit of house haunting as well. Yeah, I don't think I've seen this one yet. But of course, Nicole Kidman is, you know, do know her. Also, give me just 1 second. I'm back. You're not a weirdo. The weirdo is Ave. Wait, what? Not from a time, but a few years later, but research about poetic myth and pagan religions and occultist practices, etc. You can also read The White Goddess from Robert Graves. Also sent you reading. Thank you again for also bringing that book. The good thing is, you know, we're gonna be busy with the Séance of Blake Manor for probably 15 to 20 hours at least. It's not like an overly short game. So it will be broken up in multiple sessions, so that will give me enough time to have a look into these books in between the streams. Did you just hear Nado in the background? It could be. I didn't really pay too much attention to her just now, but she did move about the room. With tippy tappies feeling like very important. Ah, right. Right. Yeah, so she was with Levi, and if she can't see me for like 1 or 2 hours, then she just gotta know where I am and that I'm still alive. So as soon as she gets a chance to actually, you know, come over again to my room, she's like, oh my god, is he still there? And also, you know, with a tippy tap is, you know, being like very energetic and determined. The tippy tappies, yeah. Yeah, that was her then. Alrighty. But yeah, I would say let's actually head into the game. I'm gonna restart the game just because I want to showcase the intro, like text, I guess. Content warning. The Séance of Blake Manor is a gothic folk horror and as such touches on a lot of the human tragedies experienced throughout history. Every effort has been taken to find a balance between authenticity and sensitivity with the language used. The player's discretion is advised. Okay, just quickly checking on the settings here. Reduced? Nah, normal. Okay, interact A, skip B, crouch. We have a crouch button, okay. Right stick, sprint, left bumper or left stick. Select new interaction. Detective vision. So we got eagle vision. Okay. Gothic folk horror. It's like 3 words to get your interest. All together in like 1 sentence. The music is very atmospheric. Definitely is. Yeah, we had this one running for the entire yapping session. But I didn't really get tired of it. Oh yeah, this game definitely has a very strong comic look and inspiration even. I think some of the speech bubbles as well are like very comic book-like. Or at least the descriptions. Exactly. You know, the words itself are, you know, enough, but together. And yes, no worries, Levy. Definitely do that, because yeah, I think this game is right down your alley, so at least, you know, that's my impression. But we'll see. But thank you for the lurk. And also for the books. And if anyone hasn't checked out Levy's channel yet, then I would definitely recommend doing so. She's playing a bunch of different games, everything from Monster Prom to Forza Horizon 6. She's gonna be starting Resident Evil 2 very soon, which is gonna be her first ever Resident Evil game, I think, that she's gonna be playing. And that will not be the original, but the remake version as well. Indeed, yeah, the remake. She's gonna embark on the Resident Evil journey. Now we got Lucinda's interest. It's like another couple of words together. Resident Evil 2 remake and first playthrough. No worries for the shout out, Levy. But yeah, let's get into this, shall we? Dublin, Ireland, 1897.
Mr. Ward!
I'll waste no time, as there's none for wasting. I write from Blake Manor in Connemara. Yesterday a guest went missing. A young woman named Evelyn Dean. Everyone here carries on as if nothing has happened. She has not left. Of that I am sure. This envelope contains £200. Please, sir, accept this money and come quick, for I fear she's not long for this world. A further £300 will be paid out if you find her alive. I know the west of Ireland might well be the far side of the world for its distance from you. There's no one else to turn to. I hear you are an honourable man, a steadfast investigator, and, perhaps most importantly, godly. I pray for the girl that this is true.
I'm a really bad investigator. I've already forgot the name of the woman that went missing. Day 1, Friday, October 29th, 11 p.m. The Blake Manor courtyard. That's pretty nice. I do like that they give a specific date even. So we got Halloween fast approaching. I guess this game would actually be really good also for like horror months if anyone is ever interested in playing something new that is like horror focused during October. Resident Lucinda looks up Evo. Lucinda turns her head. 2. Lucinda poker mode. Remake explodes. It's that meme where somebody is like overthinking it in like different stages, you know, until they get like full consciousness. Yeah, it definitely has a really distinct comic book feel to it. I like it. Gotta take notes. Yeah, honestly, I did look earlier into if anybody was streaming on Twitch, which there wasn't any. I guess this game also isn't like, you know, overly big. But I did saw that some people were like playing it recently, so I watched like into a broadcast of another streamer, and they were definitely taking notes. I should do it, but I probably won't. Her name was, yeah, no, I also forgot. Yeah. I mean, let's just go with the flow, right? That's proper investigation work. Who needs to like analyze and structure and plan forward? Probably Elizabeth or Mary or something. Nah, that's like too English for Irish names. On the right mind would call the Irish daughter Elizabeth in this day and age. Who needs notes when you have a croc brain? Exactly. The lizard brain.
Evelyn Dean.
Ah, Evelyn Dean. Thank you, game.
Daughter of the slumlord, Rupert Dean.
At least someone was paying attention. Yeah, at least the game did. The main character.
I wonder if my employer hurt me because of my past with her father.
Your past with her father? Rupert Dean, huh? There you have it, indeed. Thank you, game.
Or maybe they don't know of her father's involvement in my brother's death.
Uh-huh. Lost our brother due to her father.
I suppose that too will become clear in time.
Yeah, we can move about. There's the manor. Very symmetrical. Well, not quite. This part is longer than the left part. So it's not quite Renaissance style. You can move faster by running. Press left bumper to run. You will move slower when crouching. Yeah, okay. write it down. Gonna spend more time writing down notes than actually playing the game.
Hello? Is somebody there? What in hell?
So you can see the time up top, right? This game treats time really against your investigation, actually. Like, you're not meant to do like literally everything or spend too much time with a certain task, because everything takes time and everyone you are to investigate has their own schedule, apparently. And that means you really have to be tactical about who you're talking to at what time, because someone might not be even available, you know, at a certain time. So it's definitely very close to like a real investigation, you know, where you might only have like a couple days to find the murder. Yeah, the atmosphere is great. I like the soundtrack, the sound effects, and I think the art style is also... Yeah, I like it. Same here, Ave and Lucinda. It's cool that you're forced to make decisions like that about time. It does also remind me of a game I played recently, 80 Days. You know, to travel around the world in 80 days, because there you also had to be very conscious of how much time certain tasks or like journeys took. Didn't work out so well for me in that game, because I didn't actually manage to do it in 80 days. Let's hope I get to find whoever's responsible for the disappearance within the time limit. I can't. I'm seeing things. The lateness of the hour and the long day of travel must have my nerves on edge. Still, perhaps I will ask. You can check all the evidence you find in the records. The records contain a catalogue of all the evidence Waters gathered during his investigation. Some evidence can be examined or analyzed for further information. You can examine your hiring letter, for example. A hiring letter? For me? October 27th. Mr. Ward. I will waste no time, as there's none for wasting. I write from Blake Manor in Connemara. Yesterday, a guest went missing. A young woman named Evelyn Dean. Photograph enclosed. Everyone here carries on as if nothing has happened, but her rooms had not been slept in, nor have any locals seen her off hotel grounds. She hasn't left, of that I'm sure. This envelope contains £200. Please, sir, accept this money and come quick. I fear she's not long for this word. A further £300 will be paid out if you find her alive. I know the west of Ireland might well be the far side of the word for its distance from you, but there's no one else to turn to. I hear you are an honorable man, a steadfast investigator, and perhaps most importantly, godly. I pray for the girl that this is true. Sincerely, a concerned party. That is a heavy envelope. Yep. Whoever delivered the letter made sure to take $100 out of it and then change. Here you will find £300 to here you will find £200. Okay, there's the photograph. Looks to be in her 20s. I mean, we can already notice that she has a very big pendant of a sort around her neck. That could be important. My luggage hastily packed. A map of the area for several miles around. It's dated, but it is fit for purpose. We got Ulster, Connaught and Munster. Munster. I'm really bad when it comes to like Irish pronunciations of names, so forgive me for any of it being butchered. But yeah, that's actually part of a map we also have had in AC Valhalla, Wrath of the Druids. Like we did also get to Ulster, for instance. The Blake Manor, built and conquered land by Edward Blake in 1655. That might still be important. And they can see we have like different persons we can talk to discuss different artifacts or like records with. The washerwoman. I thought I saw a woman washing clothes in the fountain out front of the manor. I have it divided into observation, documents and items. A not uncommon centerpiece at a place such as this. Okay, time is already advancing. But I guess it can't hurt to have at least a little look around here. A bronze statue of a lady. It is not that old. A few years, perhaps? A dedication to Mary Blake, the Marquis' wife. Though taken from us too soon, she will live on in our hearts and live through her kind and charitable deeds. Yeah, you're right, Aura. We got our first Mary. But what about Elizabeth? Research topic unlocked. Mary Blake. The idolized wife. Okay, so this could definitely be important. Okay, so that just repeats here. The stables are locked. I can hear horses in the distance. The manor stables, perhaps. A barrel of rusty-colored rainwater. Why he's decided to start this investigation in the middle of the night in a storm, we'll never know. Yeah, probably unfortunate timing with Traverso. The train was delayed. There's the symbol, which stems from 1655 apparently. You know, I just realized mid-17th century witchcraft. That's where the manor was built. Amsterdam 1666. You know, it could be that the time where this has been built in is actually important to what's happening in this time. It could be. I should check with the front desk for any information on Miss Dean's whereabouts. Jack-o'-lantern. Time is of the essence. If you are to solve the mystery of Blake Manor, time advances when Ward interacts with objects and characters. You have until midnight tonight to resolve the mystery of Miss Dean's departure. You will be free to further explore the manor in the coming days. Why he's decided to start his investigation in the middle of the night. Sorry, I read that already. But yes. Turnips with carved faces and glowing embers placed inside. Horrifying things. There's nobody around. I could ring the reception bell or spend a moment taking in the place first. You record your goals and progress in the mystery map. You have unlocked a mystery. You should investigate it. Each mystery contains evidence and leads. Evidence provides information for your investigation, and leads provides guidance and avenues of investigation. Selecting a connection reveals context for why two nodes are connected. Okay, so the check-in is a lead. And yeah, we got the hiring letter. Potential connection to the departure. That, you know, she's might not missing, but, you know, still in the manor. Okay. Giant elk skull looks quite angry. Looks like the headgear the druids in Wrath of the Druids like to wear. This elk skull must be dated 10,000 years or more. Yeah, somebody's wearing that on their head tonight. Have a look at the newspaper. A newspaper from 2 years ago talking of a local fair and the positive impact it had on the area. Hello there, Stella. Welcome in. And good day to you. It's a book about those carved turnips. Yes, let's read on. Jack-o'-lanterns are turnips with faces carved into them. Embers are placed inside to give him a glowing effect. They are supposed to ward off evil spirits. They're based on Stingy Jack, a drunk who tricked the devil. After a night's drinking with the devil, he convinced the fiend to climb a tree. Benny carved a cross into the tree's trunk, and old Nick was trapped. Jack only let him down once he promised to never claim his soul. When he died, Jack wasn't allowed into heaven for his generally sinful ways. But the devil held true to his word and didn't let Jack into hell either, so he was left to wander the earth for eternity. Old Nick sent him on his way with only an ever-burning lump of coal from hell itself to light his way. To save his hands, he put the coal into a turnip and has been roaming the lands ever since. Supposedly other spirits see the lantern, thinking it's the real Jack, and run for fear he tricks them too. I hear they've taken the tradition to America, but use pumpkins instead. I can't see it being as eerie somehow. Man, I love the atmosphere in this game. Like, the soundtrack is really atmospheric. The clocking, the clicking of a clock. Thunderstorm in the background. You know, the fire burning. I don't know. I think we've done a great job with the atmosphere, honestly. The telegraph room. I don't want to go in another room yet, but at least investigate this room here. A roaring fire. It's good to be able to warm myself up a little after the rain, but I keep my distance nonetheless. Put some water. I'm not gonna take anything yet before I haven't introduced myself as a guest here. I have a grand séance. 31st of October 1897. A gathering of intellects interested in esoteric matters, regardless of sex, color, or creed. Join renowned mystic Carmela Mantovani as she leads us into the most advanced crossing of the veil as yet witnessed by mortal man. No wobbling tables, distant moans, or questionable planchons here. See the spirit for yourself, and better yet, speak with it directly. What is going on here? Some attempt to talk with a ghost? That cannot be possible. I've heard of seances before, but always the spirit speaks through a medium, a person or object. Surely all fraudulent and spiritually dubious. What on earth was Evelyn Dean doing here? Her father didn't strike me as a spiritual man, nor one who would allow his shout stray so far from his sight that she could end up here of all places. Who was this woman? When interacting with a person or an object, you may have more than one action to choose from. Use right trigger to navigate between actions. Ah yeah, we could place our luggage here. But I want to check in first before we do anything. Okay, there's another flyer for the Grand Séance. The art style, along with a guy being a private investigator, gives you the Wolf Among Us. Speaking of, can't wait for that sequel. It's really cool that the game is getting one. Because I know that Wolf Among Us has, you know, a really strong fan base and is often considered to be one of the best Telltale games, isn't it? So it's cool to see that, you know, it's coming back after so many years. But personally, I haven't actually played The Wolf Among Us yet.
Yes?
Hello, I'm Declan Ward. I telegrammed ahead.
I see. We did not receive your message, Mr. Ward. Our telegraph machine is broken. Regardless, I am Vincent Varley, the manager here. We are quite full at present, but we can fit you in. I'll send words that her room should be prepared, and I'll show you to it as soon as is possible. It shall be no later than midnight.
You might like it if you enjoy that kind of game, like Toto likes. I don't mind them. I haven't played like a lot of them, but a mate of mine is like a really big fan of it, and he did introduce me to, for example, The Walking Dead. So he made me play that one. And I definitely also watched, quite a bit of it. I've also started on the Borderlands Telltale game, but I've actually finished that one. But in general, like, if it's like narratively driven, then I'm always interested. Doesn't matter too much what kind of genre it is, most of the time. But they have like, stories and narratives are at the forefront, then I'm usually interested if it's like something for me. You feel like you recognize that voice? It doesn't, didn't spark any associations for me yet, but I can listen in a bit closer. Good story and I'm in on it. Pretty much, yeah. I can forgive like a lot, or like can deal with a lot of things I might not be super interested in, or like maybe a fan of, if the story is really good. I guess that's why I like Rockstar games so much. Or The Witcher 3. Yeah, no, I do genuinely also enjoy those games for the gameplay, but I know it's not like for everyone. But it's also not like the gameplay is like, maybe exactly the star of either game. For me, it would definitely have to be like the stories and the writing. Gotcha, Ave. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me if they worked with a lot of local Irish talents, because this was also developed by an Irish, studio, and their accent seems to be very authentic. I mean, I guess it would make sense if they maybe worked with Irish actors, or like British. I'm not too sure.
But first, we require our guests to sign in, if you would.
You can analyze people, documents, and certain items. Move the magnifying glass to hunt for observations. Miss Dean's signature a few days ago. There's a lot of names here, all signed in within the last week. More than I thought that'd be. Oh yeah, they're all coming for the Séance, I guess. Should I just named it the Irishman of Blake Manor? And then it's like super long as well, and super drawn out. Excluding myself and Miss Dean, there are 17 others currently staying in the hotel. Okay, 17 suspects. Only one guest has signed in with an X, meaning this gathering has unusually high literacy rates. Person X and a Fava Lorcan Synod signed in after Miss Dean reportedly went missing. A record of who arrived and departed and when. I noticed Miss Dean's didn't sign out. Alright, let's sign in.
I see you are busy for somewhere so remote, though it seems quiet around here.
The Séance has brought a great many visitors, it's true. Most have retired early to be ready for the weekend ahead.
Ah, yes, the, Séance. I noticed the Miss Dean's name signing in. Does that happen to be Evelyn Dean?
It is. Rather it was. I'm afraid she's not staying with us any longer. Were you hoping to meet her?
I was. She's, left already?
She has, yes. Can I help with anything else?
You can engage in conversation with characters by discussing evidence from your records. Certain responses will reveal new information, exposing more about the characters and their mysteries. Discussing topics will consume time. Select Discuss Evidence to ask Mr. Varley about Miss Dean. Okay, so... okay, I have to go to people and then Evelyn Dean. Gotcha. I'm sorry, but did you say Miss Dean departed already? Yes, Tuesday night. Perhaps Wednesday morning. The letter said she had to leave on short notice. A letter? In truth, she took her luggage and left in the middle of the night. In the morning, we found only a letter and a payment at the front desk.
Who from?
A letter? Who from? Yes, Garrett, a letter. For you? Would that be usual for her? I couldn't say, sir. This was the first time she stayed here. Well, you can't know that she took her luggage and left in the middle of the night if you only found a letter and the payment. Okay, let's discuss Mary Blake, the late wife of Jonathan Blake. A letter for Dean? Or maybe from Dean? What can you tell me about Mary Blake? Marchioness Blake was a kind woman and a dedicated mother. Her death came as a deeply tragic shock to all of us at the manor. The Marcus and his son were naturally never the same. No doubt that is the reason the Séance is taking place now. Let's actually discuss the Blake Manor, like I'm interested in the origin. What can you tell me about the manor? Well, it was built in the mid-1600s on land awarded to Edward Blake for his part in the Cromwellian conquest of Ireland. It has since been passed down through the generations of the Blake family and has survived any number of tragedies. Marcus Jonathan Blake is the latest in the line to hold the title. With him and his son, young Master Water, being the last two members of the line. It was the Marquez initiative to open the Manor as a hotel in 1870 to pull the place through the difficult post-famine years. Ah yeah, the famous Irish famine. It was a horrible time. That's all I could say, though I suspect there is more information in the library, should you care for more. Okay. Anything else I want to discuss? I mean, I do wonder why the telegraph machine is still not fixed. Imagine the telegraph machine is down. It is. Likely the storm shorted the battery. Terrible timing. I tried to wire up the replacement, but I've had no luck. I'll have a groundsman look in the morning. Or, you know, somebody manipulated it? I mean, I did post my arrival in advance, right? Like, how long did the storm go on for? Because I was on the train probably for, you know, quite a few hours. Famine? Yeah. The famous famine. Analyze. Ah. Crack in the glasses. They must be difficult to see through. The damage must be recent, or surely he'd have had them fixed. Maybe it was in a struggle. Somebody, you know, defended themselves with an elbow. Something like that. Or maybe he just fell on his head. Unhappy expression. He looks profoundly displeased. Is it with me or something else? He keeps checking his pocket watch. He's either pressed for time, ruled by routine, or both. I do like how we can investigate, you know, whoever we're talking to. The question is, should I discuss more evidence? I think at this point, you know, I don't want to talk about literally everything because obviously we have to be selective. We can't discuss everything. I can actually discuss his unhappy expression and all that, but that's something I'm just gonna observe for now. I don't think it's gonna serve me anything, you know, before I haven't built up any kind of trust. Or like anything to support any suspicions. So that's just for observation for now. Well, it's actually evidence according to the game, but to me that's more like observation for now.
I need nothing else, thank you.
Then please wait here. The staff will prepare your room, and I'll be back to show you to it shortly. Now, if you will excuse me, with the telegraph machine broken, I have delivery orders to write for the morning. If you need me again, you know how to summon me.
So Miss Dean was here but left. Her date of departure doesn't line up with the letters I received. It would be good to see the letter she left behind. It seems my cutoff for investigation is midnight. I should get a move on.
Probably missed a few sub-anniversaries, Cuckoo Neclitis, but here I Cuckoo Nilo.
Summon, a nice choice of words there, indeed. Very fitting. You know, maybe he wasn't real. Maybe I just talked to a ghost. Hello there, Kobe, welcome in, and good evening. Thank you so much for the 74 months. Probably missed a few sub-anniversaries, but hi. That's no worries, Kobe, I really appreciate you dropping in. And thank you also again for the resub. how are things going? I hope you had a good weekend. Hello there, Mayhem. Welcome in as well. Good day. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Been starting a new game as part of my historical chronology project. And this one takes place in 1897. And we're playing a private investigator who's been caught to a manor in Ireland where a séance, like a, you know, occult ritual is to take place. And yeah, it's kind of like mixing, you know, historical setting with, you know, occult practices. And so far it's been really interesting. I love the atmosphere. How are you doing, Mayhem? You just watched the PC gaming show thing? Ah, nice, Kobe. I did watch that Xbox showcase earlier as well. Or was that like something different? Was like PC gaming like a separate thing? Yeah, it's quite interesting. And yeah, apparently there was also a rise in, you know, occultism again during this time. So I figured it would be a really interesting topic to explore. Nice, Mayhem. That's good to hear. Glad you're doing well. So by exploring and interacting with items, you can progress the investigation. To see which objects you can interact with, hold down left trigger to enable detective vision. So that's basically eagle vision. I reckon, at least. Yeah. Okay, so that gives you an idea of what we can investigate with. Presumably this deer was killed in the area. Certainly I saw enough of them in the area on the right here. Calendar, more newspapers. I wonder if I have the same newspapers as the one we already found. The local news, albeit an old issue, some pages are missing. What remains are all positive stories. So somebody took all the bad stories, or bad cases, I guess. An old edition of a local paper, the main story is a burning of a family under suspicion. One of them was a fetch, a changeling child. Jesus. Entertainment schedule. Kobe watched part of the Xbox showcase, didn't catch all, but it had more interesting titles for you personally than the PC gaming show. Gotcha. I didn't even know that there was also like a separate PC gaming show happening after. But yeah, the Xbox showcase definitely had some good ones. I mean, you know, having another samurai game, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Is a game truly a game if it doesn't have some kind of eagle vision? Yeah, it's really interesting, isn't it? You know, how prominent the whole mechanic of eagle vision has become. And it can definitely be attributed to especially two games that really popularized it. Which is Assassin's Creed and the Batman Arkham games. This game looks really cool. It really is so far, even though I haven't done too much yet, but I already like the atmosphere a lot and the setting. Very immersive too, even though it does have like a comic look. A listing of all guest activities planned for this event. The welcome luncheon. Then the afternoon tea and town games. Horse riding and parlor games. Archery and elsewise cricket. Divination with Miss Montovani. So that's the one that also is holding the Séance later. The carriage tour of the land. Then we have a masked ball. There's a masked ball tomorrow evening at 9 PM in the ballroom. On Sunday there's a silent dinner at 8 PM in the dining room. A silent dinner. I could also just go to a cloister, I guess, if I wanted a silent dinner. On Sunday evening, the grand séance takes place in the hedge maze at 9 PM. Talks held daily in the drawing room, located in the west corridor. Information on talks to be posted outside the room each morning. Haven't played Hellblade 2 yet, but really excited for Senua. Hopefully when it comes out you finally have a PC you can play it on. Or the Steam machine. Let's hope so, Kobe, that would be cool. Yeah, the game is definitely quite demanding. I didn't even bother playing it on PC when it launched and instead played it on the Xbox. But that was also before I upgraded my PC eventually. But yeah, it looks like Senua is definitely based on the same engine that Hellblade 2 had, so I reckon it might be similar in terms of demand on the tech. Oh cool, thank you for sharing that, Kobe. I mean, Control Resonant, of course, know quite a bit about that one. But it looks interesting, I have to say. The combat definitely intrigues me in that game. Oh, I have to look up the new Stronghold game being announced. Because I love Stronghold 1 and Crusader to death. But I haven't played any of the modern Stronghold games, but if it's like anywhere closer to the OG games, then I might be interested in picking that up. But I have to look up how the first look is like. Other than that, I can't say that anything catches my eye immediately. But obviously I haven't actually seen gameplay for every game on the list there. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's still nice to have like a bit of a showcase, I guess, of what's to come. Okay, searching for a room. Okay, I guess we can, you know, put our cloak in the cloakroom first. A sword bow? Used to absorb moisture from the coats and boots kept here. Ah, that's interesting. And definitely needed on the west coast of Ireland, that's for sure. Coats left to dry. A cheap coat for such an expensive hotel. A lightly perfumed coat bears a note in the pocket. Miss Dean, I would like to speak with you. Perhaps Saturday, the bar at 5 p.m. Aha. The note is addressed to Miss Dean, which makes me wonder if this is her coat. But then, she's supposed to have left. These crates are empty other than the rotting turnips. There's nothing in the pockets here. Boots for use by the guest. There are average sized boots, larger ones and smaller ones. Blasted coat. Mr. Hunter had best get on with fixing that window soon. St. Bridget's Cross. Are one of the staff putting these up around the manor? Mysteries. Ah, yeah. Okay, that opens up quite a bit here. Okay, that's cool. Oh yeah, I mean, we could try to actually fix the machine, I guess, and maybe that will, you know, increase his mood. It's worth a try at least. This week has been crazy with all the showcases. State of Play and Summer Game Fest were especially good in your opinion? Absolutely. It really has replaced the E3, which was happening around this time every year, I think. In some ways I miss the E3 because there was like a bit more competition between, you know, the different studios. It wasn't like all in control of the developers and publishing studios, how they wanted to present themselves. But at the same time, you know, obviously it also led to like famous E3 demos that looked too good to be true and actually were. But yeah, I do miss the E3 sometimes, I would say. It's kind of sad it's not happening anymore. But it's still good that we get, you know, showcases. Because they're a great way to, you know, build up hype around certain games and get the community together and get excited. That's cool. So whenever the thunderstorm happens, it's like putting the symbol there, like a ring, almost like a summoning ring. Floor's cracked. Does that mean something? A book that has clearly been handled with care. A book of poetry. Okay. Get it, Rivage, sci-fi puzzling, Red Kiss, narrative vampire game set in Cold War Berlin. Wait, what? A narrative vampire game set in Cold War Berlin? Sign me up. And Into the Wind looks like a cozy game to your wish list for now. That sounds interesting, yeah. I have to check out that Red Kiss game, because that sounds genuinely interesting. Lucina, aha. No. Oh, right now there's a Deutsche Indie showcase at a very German-friendly time. Yes, like half to midnight on a Sunday. Perfect time for all the Germans to be watching, you know, showcases and stay up. If we had so many legendary moments over the years, absolutely. That was always such a good time. Like every year I've looked forward to the next one. Aha. 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 So many ahas you can do. There's a faint smell of burnt paper in the air in here. Well, let's immediately investigate whatever we can still rescue here, if anything. There's nothing I can see from here that would be causing the burnt smell in the room. The hotel's primary means of communication with the outside world. Apparently the battery is dead. It requires 6 volts. If I want to determine whether anything suspicious happened to Miss Dean before I retire for the night, then I'm running out of time. Well, I'm not even gonna attempt to get this done in like 1 hour. I mean, isn't the whole purpose to get this done in 3 days? Let's try to fix this and get on the good side of the hotel manager. These burnt out discs are where the smell in the room is coming from. I remove them in case there is any risk of fire. I think I need to replace the disc before I can do anything. It seems somebody was trying to follow these instructions. I need to use all this to generate an output of 6 volts. The voltaic battery is built by stacking cells to reach the required voltage output. This diagram shows a voltaic battery with an output of 4 volt. The cell is made up of 2 discs called an anode and a cathode, separated by an electrolyte bridge. There's a Zine disc, an electrolyte bridge, and a copper disc. Okay, so yellow, gray, blue. I can't see anything of note in here. Used to type up incoming messages for the guests. Paper imprinted with a Blake family crest. Okay. What was that? You know, it actually spooked me a little bit, I would say. Like, not like, you know, like deep inside, but it was like kind of unexpected. Because so far there haven't been that many like occurrences. Like, obviously we had the washerwoman ghost at the very start of the fountain. But apart from that, you know, that was like the only occurrence so far. But we can definitely expect more of that. I would have sworn this page was blank, but instead there's something here in Irish. God damn it. Why can't I speak Irish? Anybody in chat can speak Irish? Maybe they're gonna translate it for us. If only the language hadn't been taken from us. Well then. I could have googled it, of course, but it says you have just lost the game. For real? It seems to be stationary, ink, paper for the machines, and so on. It's a dumb joke, it might be more American-centered. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I figured it was, like, not for real, but I can't say I've actually heard, like, saying like this before, so I wasn't too sure. Assuming it says something like, the manager's a little bitch. Somebody was reading up on old beliefs of the area. A copy of How the Other Half Lives. It seems to be a book of photojournalism from the Americas. Defenders of the national education system highlight that in the 60 years since it was established, we have seen an increase in national literacy rates, resulting in an almost 86% literacy rate. However, detractors of the program point out that the rise in these figures is heavily impacted by both the death toll of the famine and resultant mass immigration, both which affected the poorer parts of society more than the richer, more educated ones. Furthermore, census data indicates a higher volume of citizens, especially women, who can read but not write, a distinction not accounted for in the previously mentioned figure of 86%. Citizen.
Citizens.
Citizens? Yeah, listener. Citizen?
Citizens.
Citizens. So many ways to say citizen. Taking these elements into account, it is fair to say that literacy rates, especially when accounting for both reading and writing, fall well below the stated figure for the average citizen and decline the further from Dublin one gets. Interesting. Alright, so we didn't get super far into the game and we only played like a good hour of it. But this is actually where I have to call it for tonight, because tomorrow's Monday, which means, you know, standing up at a reasonable time, not like today. And yeah, gonna get ready for the next week to come here. But I should have some time on my hands this coming week. Like, I definitely plan on at least doing another stream of this. Maybe Tuesday or Wednesday night, not sure yet. But I have to say I really enjoy the atmosphere so far, and the investigating so far is really interesting and satisfying. Like, I definitely enjoy, you know, investigating so far. But I also think this is definitely not going to be a short play forever, because I think on average people take 15 to 20 hours, since I'm, you know, reading quite a bit and streaming, I anticipate it's probably gonna go closer to like 30 hours for me. But yeah, so far I'm really, really enjoying it and look forward to continuing. Let's see if I have to like save. Let's just do it. Also have a quick save just in case. How to play. Alright. A citizen for me. No worries for the stream, Lucinda. Thank you for being here. And yeah, looking forward to play more of this and showcase more of this too. No worries either for the stream, Aura. Thank you for being here too. Hope you also have a good evening. This looks great, Kobe. I'm glad you're enjoying it too. It's also on sale currently on Steam for anyone who's interested. 30% off. Which might be like, I don't know, 15 bucks or so. I think it's a like a 20 bucks game, if I'm not mistaken. No worries for the stream either, Kobe. Thank you for being here, and thanks also again for the resub earlier. Glad to hear that, Ave, that you also enjoyed the first look at this game. I obviously didn't get very far into it yet, but I have to say that there's a lot of potential I can already see. No worries, Iva Schiller. Thank you also again for being here and for the raid earlier as well. Wishlisted? Hell yeah. Always glad to see that, you know, when people are interested in the games I'm showcasing. Okay, so let's have a look if anybody's online that we could be raiding. Okay, we're gonna go and raid over to Soul Tripper, who's really getting into Gothic 1 Remake today. Like, he's already on his second stream, so I guess that game has certainly captured his interest. Soul Tripper's a legend. He's often distinguishing himself as a trash gamer, because he plays a lot of trash games, like purposefully. He even had like something like a Trash Tuesday where he looked for the worst games he could possibly find, which is why he now plays the Gothic 1 Remake. Yeah, no, just kidding. That's like a serious playthrough. But yeah, he's a great dude, also very into like music and, you know, rock music as well. And he also even crafts guitars in real life. Does like a lot of 3D printing and do-it-yourself stuff. Sometimes even streams those projects as well, which is really cool to see. He's also a big fan of drum and bass music, which is always, for me, a plus. And yeah, it's a really chill dude, so definitely recommend checking him out. Thank you also for putting the raid emotes into chat, Ave. Guitarcraft, a long lost sequel to Minecraft. Exactly. Thanks again everyone for being here, and I will catch you next time. Bye bye.